Hey everybody, welcome to our weekend check-in video for Intro to LGBTQ+ Studies for Saturday, October 21st. Just going to go over a few items and reminders like I always do, and some of these things I tell you about in class, but it never hurts to have a little bit of extra here too sometimes as reminders, because all of us are busy and you got lots of classes, I'm assuming, so this will help hopefully. So first up here, just a reminder, as I said in class and per our class calendar, we've got our first quiz on Chapter 9, I call it like Quiz 9.1, on this coming Monday the 23rd, so make sure that you look at your homework there to help you prepare for that so you can do well when you take that together in your groups there. And we are going to have a second quiz on Chapter 9 a little bit later as well, so just letting you know that about that. That's kind of the plan for Chapter 9 there. And next up here, we do have our paper, that interview paper assignment there coming up due. It's going to be due on Wednesday, November 1st, so a week from this coming Wednesday. Remember, there is a dedicated module on the Canvas course page to help you out. It's simply called Interview Paper. Just make sure you open up that module and see what you need to do. There's very clear instructions there. I've already written 4 of the 5 interview questions that you're going to ask your interviewee. You have to write a 5th question on your own and provide that to me. And also you have to provide answers to 3 summary responses there as well. So look at the instructions carefully. There's 5 interview questions that you need to summarize with a minimum number of sentences. I believe it's 4 full sentences. And then there are the 3 summary responses where you have to provide full sentences too, at least 3 there. Full sentences, so please do make sure that you provide all that information. So it's all clearly spelled out for you there in the instructions, so do take some time to look at that so you know what you need to do there. So, and also avoid just merely quoting your interviewee. I want you to summarize what they said. Some quoting is totally cool, of course, but make sure that you actually write and summarize what they said. And it's a pretty simple assignment, but I hope you get a lot out of it, because most of my students that do it say it was pretty interesting because they never actually interviewed another person like formally before. Maybe some of us have been interviewed like for a job, but we never got to be the person doing the interviewing. So it's a whole different mindset and an experience, and probably for your subject there too, because they've probably never been interviewed about this particular set of issues either. So it's a good opportunity for them to share their thoughts and personal stories and lived experiences around being a queer person. So that's the purpose of doing this paper. We are going to work on continuing Chapter 9 this week. We've got some things to say about lesbian pulp novels, which are really fun. I've got some great artwork to pass around and show you in a book that I've got, and also some images I found on Google about some of the ones they talk about in your textbook there. Also going to be talking about gay male novels as well. We're also going to be visiting the issue of queer theory, which is a really important part of the course. And queer theory may be something that you've heard about, but it's just a perspective to look at a particular issue or circumstance or phenomenon that normally doesn't get talked about a whole lot. It's not unlike, for example, a feminist perspective on an issue, because you can certainly understand sometimes that, well, this is the way, quote, most of the world may see something, but when you take a feminist perspective on that same issue, it brings out certain issues that normally don't get emphasized or made so explicit sometimes. So that's what we're going to see with queer theory too. It's its own perspective, its own window on understanding things, and it has its own strengths and sometimes some weaknesses there too we're going to talk about. And so it's just being thorough about covering material in the course there. So it's really fun stuff. And then when we're done with Chapter 9, which we'll finish up there next week, and by the way, we are going to talk about children's books and books for young people, and you've all heard about these being banned a lot lately in many school districts, or efforts to do that kind of banning, and many of those are failing in court challenges too, you should know. But anyway, that's going to be some interesting stuff. I got some of those actual books that you've heard about. I'm going to be passing those around for you to take a look at for yourself and decide if you think this kind of material is inappropriate for young people. And then we're going to start working next week there on Chapter 10 as well, which is a continuation of different sorts of art forms there. Literally art forms like paintings and sculptures and stage plays. Just some really interesting stuff we're going to be covering there in Chapter 10. So lots of good fun stuff, lots of good stuff to show you and talk about there. So that's all I wanted to say for right now. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in class on Monday. If you need anything in the meantime, reach out via email on Canvas, and I will be glad to get back to you. And sorry about that little email notification from my email there. It gets loud sometimes. All right, I'll see you on Monday. And take care until then. Bye-bye.